Hi, I'm Rob Wills from Aspen Ford, and this is a 2022 plug-in Escape Hybrid. Plug-in Escape Hybrids come in 3 trim levels, SE, SEL, and Titanium. This one is the middle ground SEL, and the 2022 Escape Hybrid plug-in could be the perfect vehicle for you if you're looking for a compact SUV. Let's start by talking about what is a plug-in hybrid or PHEV. I would say that you can get 4 different types of vehicles right now, starting with a pure gas or ICE engine. So those are vehicles that we're all used to, ones that run on fuel, whether it's diesel or gas. That's really their only power source. Next up would be an HEV, or just regular hybrid. So in addition to the gas engine, these ones also have an electric motor that's powered by a battery. In the case of an HEV, it's just a very small battery that's charged by either braking of the vehicle or by the gas engine running. Next up, the PHEV, which this one is, adds the ability to charge the vehicle with the charge port. By doing this, it allows you to have a much larger battery, so it'll extend the range when you're running on just electric power. The final option is a pure EV, so those would have no gas engine at all. They would rely just on the battery to power the vehicle. The downside of an EV is that the range can be very short, and when the weather gets cold, the range gets even shorter. Another downside of an EV is that the charging times can be quite long. So if you were to plug into a level 2 charger, like we have here at Aspen Ford, it would take basically overnight to charge your vehicle. Even at a level 3 charger, which you can find at various city locations, it can still take up to 2 hours in order to charge a depleted battery. If you're on your way across Canada, you really don't want to have to be stopping for 2 or more hours every time you need to fill up your battery. That's why I think this is a great option, because if you're on a long trip, you can just stop at a gas station and get gas much like you would with a regular ICE engine. But if you're driving around town, then you can run on pure electric basically all the time. My wife drives one of these and she loves it. And the reason she loves it is because every night she pulls into our garage and plugs it in with a charge cable that's supplied by Ford. So you can, plug it in here, plug it into regular 110 outlet in your garage, and overnight it'll fully charge. She can go weeks without ever actually using gas when she's just driving around town. The only time the gas engine comes into play is when she's doing highway kilometers. Another nice thing about charging is if you find the right level 2 charger, like the one we have, and there's a couple others in Stettler, we don't charge for power right now. So when's the last time you've been to a gas station and they were giving away free gas? Never, right? Well, we give away free electricity right now for people who buy plug-in hybrids from us, or EVs from us. Now let's take a look at this vehicle specifically. We'll start by looking under the hood. To open the hood, it's one of the features I really like. You just reach in the wheel well and pull the lever twice. I think that is a much better solution than having to fumble around underneath the hood trying to find the release lever. With this one, you just pull twice, lift up the hood. Under the hood, it looks very much like a traditional ICE engine vehicle. The gas engine's there, much like in a regular Escape. The only things that give it away are the high voltage orange labeled cables. So you definitely don't want to touch those when the vehicle's running. They're safe, but no point in taking any chances with high voltage outlets. Moving to the back of the vehicle, Escape comes with a power hatch, plenty of room in the back for all your luggage. The seats do fold down. It's a split fold down, so you can have the small side folded down, the big side folded down, or both folded down. The vehicle comes with a full-size spare tire, not one of the little repair kits like some vehicles come with now. Size-wise, The rear seat has plenty of room for me. I'm about 5'11", lots of headroom, lots of leg room. It will seat 5 people. I'm gonna be honest with you though, if it's 5 people my size, it probably won't be that comfortable, but it's great for 4 people. Moving to the front, once again, lots of space, lots of headroom, very comfortable driving position. Because it's an electric vehicle, we can start it with complete safety in the inside. There's no emissions whatsoever. If my cameraman will move a little closer, I want to show you a couple of things. So down here we have a couple of buttons. So one's EV mode. So when I press this, it'll bring up the menu. So normally, my wife just drives in normal EV mode. So when you're in normal EV mode, the system decides when it should run on electricity and when it should run on gas. So it'll look at different factors. If you floor the accelerator to get maximum acceleration, it'll use both electricity and gas to give you as much acceleration as possible. If you're driving around town, it'll try to run on just EV to preserve fuel and reduce emissions. If it's really cold outside, the gas engine will come on more often because it needs the gas engine to heat up the inside of the vehicle. You can also switch to just EV mode. It's not such an important feature in Stettler, but in some parts of the country, there are areas where they only allow EV vehicles. So you can switch this to just EV mode, and then you'd be allowed to drive in that area where someone driving a gas engine is not allowed to. You can choose to save your electricity. That would come in handy if you were driving to one of those areas where you could only drive in EV mode. Then you could use your gas to get to that area, and once you're there, you would have power still left in your battery for driving in that area. And then there's a setting where the engine stays on all the time, so it charges up your battery. The other button just switches between drive modes. So once again, my wife tends to use normal all the time, but there's also a setting for Eco, which you'll get even better fuel economy. Sport, which will have the gas engine come on more often, but give you better performance. And then there's a setting for slippery, which is nice to use in the winter, and snow when you're into really deep stuff. A few features that I just want to quickly go over. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, very nice in our Canadian climate. Vehicle is equipped with navigation, nice stereo system. It's extremely comfortable, extremely efficient. So let's just take a quick look at the price. So the original suggested retail price on this vehicle was $50,399. We're currently offering a savings of $1,099 on this. Plus, the federal government will give you a rebate of $5,000 because this is considered a EV vehicle. So it qualifies for the government rebate, which brings us to a price of $44,300 plus the accessories that we've installed on this vehicle and fees and taxes. If you're interested in a monthly payment, a bi-weekly payment, it's $352 bi-weekly, which includes taxes. So to me, very great deal on this vehicle. You're gonna save lots of money on fuel and be driving a wonderful vehicle. So come down to Aspen Ford and take one for a test drive.